D8N Cichlids. Today's video is just going to reintroduce this channel. I put a little bit of work into revitalizing this channel, and I've also created a Twitter feed which you can follow right here if you're interested. That's going to kind of cover the day-to-day operations and updates from the tanks that I keep. It's also going to share information about the species of fish that are endemic to Lake Tanganyika in Africa. I've always been interested in freshwater ecology. However, those types of fish are something I'm specifically interested in. Their behavior is just incredibly unique, and they're fun to study and observe, but they're obviously fun to keep as well. So the goal of this channel and that Twitter is just to kind of share information about how to keep those fish, information about the types of behavior they display, and other general facts. So with that being said, I have a 20-gallon long aquarium currently set up. You may remember, if you've seen videos on this channel in the past, that I had a similar setup. Same tank, but different stock, different rocks, different shells and equipment. Everything's been revamped there. I also have a brand new 55-gallon aquarium behind me. It's currently still cycling, but I'm very excited to get the stock in there. It's going to allow me to diversify the types of fish that I keep. It'll be a Lake Tanganyika community tank, and hopefully that'll be up and running soon. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and roll into the overview of the 20-gallon long. So this tank stocks two types of Lake Tanganyika cichlids, the Neolamprologus brevis species, which is a shell-dwelling type, as well as the Julidochromis marlieri, more of a rock-dwelling species. The Julidochromis, or Julies for short, are actually juvenile in size, whereas the brevis, you can see, are much larger. Those are mature in size. The Julidochromis, however, they'll grow to about 3 or 4 inches. The brevis will stay this size at about 2 inches. Here we can see the male Julidochromis, definitely dark in color, unique for that type of species. He's starting to grow out, and really fun fish to watch dart around rocks. And here's the female variation, a little bit smaller in size and a little lighter in color as well. One of the male brevis is seen here. He's stubborn, he's stuck to this cave, but I figure once the Julidochromis grow out, he will get kicked out to a shell for sure. The female brevis is the sole female in the tank for that species, which is not desirable to have 2 males and a female, but the colors on this fish and the striping are just really pretty. And here's the male that female is paired with. A really fun fish to watch. A lot of activity excavating sand and moving shells around. Just a really cool fish to watch. So this tank in general, you may have seen some algae in the background. I'm kind of letting it just grow out a little bit. I like the algae to spread to the shells and to the rocks, creating kind of a nature biotope as accurate as possible. In this tank, there's a couple different kinds of shells. There's whale-eye shells, which are the smaller shells that you may have seen. And there's also muffin snail shells, which are the larger, thicker shells. Brevis really only need a few shells if you're planning on keeping them. However, it's more of an aesthetic thing for me. I like to kind of have what I potentially would see in the lake, which would be a lot of shells. The brevis, however, where they pair up, they'll actually go into the same shell. So the male and the female will share one of those larger shells. Here's another cool shot of the female brevis during some feeding. A lot of activity in the tank right now, and just really fun fish to watch. They'll excavate the sand. You see there's a lot of mounds in the sand. The Julidochromis, kind of torpedo-shaped fish, will dart in and out of rocks. And as for equipment, I'm keeping an EHEIM 75-watt Jäger TruTemp heater and an AquaClear 30 power filter that hangs on the back of the tank.